250 million years ago, Earth was a world of fire and silence. The Great Dying had erased almost all life.
Over 90% of Earth's species were gone, clawing. An emptiness unmatched in our planet's history. Volcanoes choked the air with poison. Oceans turned acidic. For millions of years, Earth struggled to breathe again. But time heals even a dying world. As fire faded, rain began to fall, a whisper of renewal.
In the ashes, life waited. Tiny cells, hidden in shadows, stirred once more. Against all odds, Earth was alive again. The journey of rebirth had begun. Rain became the sculptor of a new world, carving rivers through the ruins of fire. In these shallow pools, chemistry awakened, tiny strands of life rebuilding what was lost. Algae and microbes thrived, the architects of oxygen, painting the Earth's surface with the color of life. Rivers cut through stone, valleys opened, the planet exhaled again.
From spores came ferns, from ferns, forests. Green returned to the land.
Moisture, sunlight, and time, the trinity of renewal. New climates formed, wetlands, lakes, and river deltas teeming with primitive life. Beneath the surface, amphibian survivors stirred, the last echoes of an older world. The labyrinthodonts, ancient giants of the swamps, still clung to life.
But new rivals were coming. Creatures built for land, not water.
These were the Archosaurs, the ancestors of crocodiles, pterosaurs, and dinosaurs.
They moved in herds, hunted in packs, and for the first time, dominated the land. Evolution was writing a new story, one that would echo for millions of years. From the ashes of extinction, Earth was ready for its next rulers. The Triassic skies turned violent again, reshaping continents, stirring evolution forward. Amid chaos, new survivors prepared to inherit the Earth. Inside fragile shells, something extraordinary was waiting.
And here, the first true dinosaurs opened their eyes to a new world.
With water came life, and with life came competition.
Green crept across the land again. Ferns, mosses, and early conifers began their silent conquest.
Each drop of water was a spark for evolution, feeding millions of tiny worlds unseen. From ancient swamps, the last of the amphibian lords still lingered. They were survivors of a dying lineage, relics of an age soon to fade. But from the ashes rose their successors, the Archosaurs. Agile, warm-blooded, and hungry. They ruled both land and air's edge, learning to breathe heat instead of fear. Evolution was rewriting the code of survival.
And here, among the ferns, the first true dinosaurs began their reign.
Small, swift, alert, they hunted in packs, ruled by speed, not size. They were the spark of a dynasty that would outlive oceans and mountains.
For the first time since the Great Dying, Earth pulsed with life again.
They were hunters of opportunity, the first warm-blooded predators to command the land. Meanwhile,
herbivores found peace in numbers. The gentle Plateosaurus began to thrive.
Massive yet calm, they towered above the undergrowth, feeding from trees that had once burned.
They brought balance to a world reborn. Predators and prey, the eternal dance resumed.
Every heartbeat, every glance, instincts refined by survival itself.
Evolution was sculpting perfection. The age of movement had begun.
Speed became survival. Those who adapted thrived.
As night approached, the earth exhaled in peace. For now, the world slept and dreamed of what would come next. The Triassic night was still and vast. Beneath its stars, the age of dinosaurs had truly begun.
The Triassic sun rose over a new world, one ruled by movement, instinct, and change.
Small, swift, and intelligent, Coelophysis was among the
Each stride, a miracle of evolution. Light bones, strong muscles, perfect balance.
Speed was survival. Cooperation meant success.
They hunted not for dominance, but for the rhythm of existence. Nearby, gentle giants roamed, the Plateosaurus, eaters of light and leaves.
Each mouthful a promise of tomorrow, each step echoing across time. But peace never lasts long in the story of evolution.
Patience was their greatest weapon.
A single glance, and the balance of life trembled.
Predator and prey, two forces sculpted by the same earth. Even the giants could run when fear whispered.
Speed met courage. One mistake could end a bloodline. Every chase was evolution's experiment. The strong fed, the weak perished. Nature's oldest law endured. Yet even in death, life gave life. The endless cycle continued.
Survival demanded precision, not cruelty. The world balanced itself again, a harmony between predator, prey, and the pulse of Earth. But evolution had more to reveal, a new hunter unlike any before.
Herrerasaurus, stronger, faster, the prototype of the future's giants.
An apex predator of its time, it ruled the dying light of the Triassic.
The first true roar of dominance echoed across the valley. This was the dawn of predators, the blueprint of what was yet to come.
From fragile survivors to fierce hunters, dinosaurs had arrived. The Earth shifted again. The calm Triassic skies darkened as the planet...
Volcanoes split the land, choking the air. Forests that once fed the giants began to die.
Food grew scarce. The balance that sustained life began to crumble.
Predators too felt the hunger, their domain collapsing into chaos.
As the air turned toxic, many fled, but there was nowhere left to run. Continents tore apart, rivers boiled, the world was remade in fire. Only the smallest, fastest, and cleverest survived the storms. The Triassic world was dying again.
The ancient rulers, the Archosaurs, fell silent, overtaken by the very heat that birthed them.
Over 70% of species vanished into memory.
And yet, life persisted. Fragile, trembling, but unbroken. The survivors adapted, finding strength in change itself.
Each footprint a promise that evolution never stops. When the skies cleared, Earth breathed again. Those who survived found abundance in simplicity.
From the ashes rose a new balance. Predator and prey, reborn together.
But evolution's wheel never stows turning. A new generation of hunters waited in the dark. Strong evolved. The fast adapted. The earth rewarded endurance.
The Triassic was ending, but life was ready for what came next.
From loss came resilience. From resilience, dominance.
The survivors of the Triassic would become the kings of the Jurassic.
The world had changed forever. The age of reptiles gave birth to something greater.
The Earth's next chapter was already waiting beyond the horizon.
This was the end of the Triassic and the beginning of the Age of Giants.
From the ashes of extinction, light returned. The planet had endured.
Those who survived built a new balance, shaping the future step by step.
New life took root in the same soil that once burned.
The new generation knew no fear of fire, only sunlight and motion.
The giants returned as well, proof that Earth never forgets its greatest forms.
Strength and serenity walked together once more. A world once desolate now thrived with endless variety. But change never sleeps. Beyond the horizon lay a new age.
Continents drifted apart, oceans deepened. Earth was reshaping its future. In the skies, the first flyers took to the wind.
Wings spread above the waters, a glimpse of the future's masters.
For a moment, harmony ruled the world.
From this balance, the next great empire of life would rise.
The Triassic gave way to the Jurassic, the Age of Giants, the golden era of dinosaurs.
In this new dawn, life reached heights never before imagined. From the humble Quelophysis came the titans of a new world.
Earth was alive again. Strong, diverse, unstoppable.
This was not merely survival. It was triumph.
For 160 million years, they would rule the Earth.
Their story would echo through ages and shape the dawn of all life to come.
From fire, water, and stone, the age of dinosaurs began.
Every fossil tells their story, a memory carved into the earth itself. And thus, life endured through fire and storm, from extinction to eternity.
Millions of years have passed since the first dinosaurs walked the Earth. The world has changed, greener.
After the storms of the Triassic, the Earth breathed once more. The air was warm, the forests deep, and life returned in endless forms.
Rain nourished the soil. Seeds that had waited for centuries began to awaken.
From the smallest life, the great cycle began again.
The age of giants was coming. But it began with humble creatures seeking light.
Celidosaurus, one of the first armored herbivores, built for peace and defense.
As vegetation flourished, so too did the grazers who depended on it.
But not all were gentle. The predators returned as well, their forms refined by survival. Dilophosaurus, slender, intelligent, and swift, the hunter reborn.
Predators and prey danced the same ancient rhythm. We're going, life feeding life.
And then came the giants, the first of their kind, walking the mountains beneath the sun.
Vulcanodon, the pioneer of the sauropods, stretching toward the skies that called them higher.
Their size was their power, their calm and their strength.
Soon, evolution would stretch them even further, to Diplodocus, whose tail could sweep the earth like thunder.
In their presence, the earth itself seemed smaller.
Gentle eyes watched the ages unfold, unflayed, patient, enduring.
The earth now belonged to giants. Their shadows stretched across continents. But every paradise holds its hunters. The first true giant predator call. Muscle, instinct, and design. Allosaurus, the balance to the age of peace. The ancient chase began anew, predator and prey reborn. Every step, a gamble of life. The ground itself trembled beneath their hunger. Life's balance had been restored. A world vast, breathing, and alive. And so the Jurassic world awakened, a realm of giants, ruled by the rhythm of life itself.
By the middle of the Jurassic, life reached its grandest form. Giants taller than trees, moving like living mountains.
Brachiosaurus, a masterpiece of evolution, built for peace and endurance.
Their long necks gave them the sky itself. No predator could touch them. For millions of years, peace reigned beneath their shadows.
But not all giants reached for the sky. Stegosaurus, armored with living shields, ruled the undergrowth. Their plates caught the light mouth. Part armor, part display, all survival.
They were gentle titans, shaping forests as they passed.
But balance demands opposition, and in the shadows, a hunter watched.
Allosaurus, the predator that defined the Jurassic. When hunger struck, even the calm turned violent.
Stegosaurus didn't run. Its tail was a weapon, its courage unbroken. The hunter met its match. Even the king must yield king, for nature bows to no single ruler.
Predator and prey in clan, the eternal dance that kept the world alive.
Even giants dream of peace.
For a time, the earth was balanced, a paradise of giants.
New generations learned to walk in the footsteps of legends. Each footprint carried a promise that life endures. Across continents, giants moved like rivers of life.
The hunters followed, guided not by malice, reason, but instinct.
Each creature had its place beneath the sun.
Together they formed the greatest ecosystem Earth had ever known.
The age of giants had truly begun.
For millions of years, they would reign unchallenged, uncalling, titans of a living earth. While giants ruled the land, a new world waited above.
From small reptiles, wings unfolded terrain, stretched by the wind, shaped by evolution.
Each featherless wing carried the dream of flight.
For the first time in history, Earth had rulers of the air. They danced between sky and sea. Light as the clouds they chased. Every dive, every turn, perfection in motion.
Soon the skies were filled with wings of every shape and size.
They hunted the waters below, masters of air and predator alike. Balance claiming, life feeding life claims. Written now in the sky. No boundary, no horizon, or only endless sky. They built their colonies high above danger, wind and height their only protection.
Even in the skies, care and courage shaped survival. Evolution had given them wings, and they used them to conquer every breeze.
Grace in danger, instinct guided by precision.
In the air, even rivalry was art.
Their wings carried the dreams of every creature still bound to the ground.
Below, the giants watched as new rulers claimed the heavens.
The earth and sky had finally met, united in motion. Together they filled a living planet, sea, land, and sky.
In every age, there is one who dares to rise higher.
They touched the light, the first to defy gravity's hold. And so the Sky Kings ruled above all. For millions of years, their wings wrote poetry across the heavens. And from the first flight came the dream that never died.
For millions of years, the earth sang in balance, a living symphony of scale and grace.
Peace reigned under the watch of the giants.
Stegosaurus, Diplodocus, Camarasaurus, Corin, each a thread in nature's design.
And in the shadows, Balance watched and waited. The predator's hunger, not cruelty, but necessity. In motion, the law of life took form again. The circle continued, aid, one life for another. And even in death, the world fed itself.
Nothing was wasted, nothing forgotten.
Life sustained itself raccoon, endlessly recycled. From soil to sky, every heartbeat had purpose. Even the deep followed the same law, peace through balance. For a time, harmony was absolute. But time never stops. The earth was shifting once again.
Continents moved. Volcanoes awoke. The air grew thick.
Change was coming, as it always does.
The giants watched, unaware that their age was fading.
Every empire falls within, even one built by nature. The balance began to shift once more. But life does not end. Being, it transforms.
The giants would fade, but new rulers waited in the shadows. This was the age of giants, and it would never come again.
Beneath the calm surface of the Jurassic seas, a hidden world of giants awaited. Here swam Plesiosaurus, the long-necked guardian of ancient seas, silent and elegant.
Its gentle eyes watched the depths, patient, calm, and ancient.
Together, they glided through underwater forests, Bucloe, slow, steady, and graceful.
Speed was survival. The faster they swam, the longer they lived.
Every movement in these waters followed nature's oldest rhythm, order, the chase.
Even from above, life moved beneath the waves, unseen but ever present.
From the shadows came Leoplerodon, the true titan of the deep.
Its gaze ruled the silence, patient, powerful, unchallenged.
When Leoplerodon moved, the sea itself made way.
Even the mightiest fed in silence fine, nature's balance without cruelty, without waste.
Moments after the hunt, the sea returned to calm. Life continued as always. Among giants, even the smallest lives thrived.
Each small creature carried the ocean's memory forward.
From predator to prey, all found a place in this living ocean.
Some rose toward the light gap, bridging the world of sea and sky.
They returned again to the depths of Hanyev, their true home.
Above and below, life moved as one to Nihil, in perfect balance.
Even in the deep, companionship endured Calais, the oldest bond of life.
The oceans pulsed with rhythm, the heartbeat of a living planet.
In the darkness below, the past still whispered. Even at night, the ocean shimmered with the light of life.
They ruled the oceans for millions of years, silent, graceful, eternal.
The age of balance had ended. The earth once again trembled beneath change.
New rulers emerged amid, different, stronger, built for a harsher world.
The world was preparing for its final act, and the greatest of all would soon take the stage.
A new age, new rulers. A final kingdom awaits.
The earth had changed once again. New lands rose, and new rulers walked its surface. The age of giants was not over. It had evolved. Speed and intelligence became new weapons in the struggle for survival.
And above them all, the skies belonged to the giants of air.
Across the new continent, the largest creatures ever to walk the earth rose to rule the valleys.
Their sheer size was both their strength and their shield.
Others chose armor over height, walking fortresses built to endure.
In every form, life had adapted to dominate.
Where forests met desert, colossal herds migrated with the seasons.
Rain fed the plains, and the giants fed the earth. Each generation mirrored those before it, unchanged yet enduring. The world echoed with their footsteps, a drumbeat of life at its peak. But where giants walked, smaller shadows waited.
Cunning replaced brute strength as new predators evolved. The age of giants was a symphony, each species a note in Earth's grand design.
And yet beneath peace, the ground still moved.
Fire and ash, still shaped the world.
For millions of years, life thrived beneath the silent stars.
The planet was alive, a living kingdom of balance and power.
Every movement of these titans shaped the land itself. In peace, they thrived, clived. Slow, steady, unstoppable.
Each step marked the passing of an age.
Forests bowed beneath their weight. Even the earth's fire could not challenge their reign. Strength had taken a thousand forms. For a time, harmony reigned among the giants.
The young inherited a world built by giants.
But where life flourished, so did the Watchers. Storms of wind and storms of change.
Small hunters evolved with speed and cunning unseen before.
Their eyes saw the world differently, in movement, in instinct.
The land trembled not from fear, but from abundance.
Each creature played its part in Earth's timeless play. Even the ground teemed with survivors of past ages.
The world itself seemed built for giants.
But power always walks close to danger. This was Earth's golden chapter, the rise before the fall. The final kingdom of dinosaurs had begun. From the shadows of the giants, a new ruler rose.
It was the most powerful land predator the world had ever known.
Its gaze ruled the horizon. Yet even kings must live among kingdoms.
Power moved not in haste, but in patience.
The age of predators had reached its peak. While one ruled with power, others ruled with precision. Velociraptors were the tacticians of the prehistoric world. They needed no speed, only strength and endurance.
Every step shook the ground beneath it.
Smaller hunters evolved to exploit every corner of the land.
Intelligence had become their weapon.
Their minds measured every sound, every motion. But even a king stood alone under the sky.
It ruled not by numbers, but by presence. Each print was a signature of dominance.
In contrast, others ruled through unity.
Their coordination made them formidable.
Even nature bowed before its endurance. The world belonged to the hunters now. Even the skies mirrored their strength. They had conquered every horizon.
This was the pinnacle of power on Earth.
Yet every reign carries the seed of its own end.
Even kings cannot outlast time. The dominion of hunters would soon face the storm of change. And above them, the heavens stirred. The rulers of Earth had reached their greatest height.
But the calm before destiny is always silent.
A new chapter of Earth was about to begin. As the sun rose on a new age, the skies belonged to wings of power. Above land and sea, the air was ruled by giants of flight. Eyes that saw the curve of the Earth itself.
They mastered the winds like the oceans below. Beneath them, the oceans hid their own rulers.
Giants of the deep moved in silence and grace. For every roar on land, a whisper echoed beneath the waves.
Life filled every layer of Earth's surface.
But the skies were never still.
They soared through tempests, masters of air and storm alike. In the deep, another realm remained untouched by time.
Tiny lives illuminated the eternal dark.
Storms passed, and the sky returned to peace.
The earth breathed again, soaked in the calm after chaos.
But nature's rhythm would soon falter.
The light that had guided the skies began to fade. A silent tremor echoed from deep within the earth.
From the heavens, something unseen approached.
The world flew under a sky soon to change forever. A light that did not belong to the stars. The heaven had begun to gun.
burn. The skies of fire had come.
The end approached not with malice, but with fate. And all who flew toward the dawn that would end the world. Age of the Dinosaurs stood on the edge of extinction.
For 100 million years, life had ruled without challenge.
Unaware, they lived beneath a sky already written by destiny.
From beyond the stars, it came. A traveler older than Earth itself. Even the giants felt the air grow still.
Instinct spoke where words could not.
The heavens broke their silence.
The sky itself had caught fire. The world shuddered beneath its own weight. In one instant, an era ended. The great hunters faced the storm they could not overcome.
A moment that changed everything.
And then, silence. When light returned, it revealed a different world. The age of the dinosaurs had ended. Yet life, as always, began. From the ashes, green returned. A new dawn rose over an ancient Earth. From the ruins of giants, new life found its chance.
The planet healed itself, slowly, silently.
The age of reptiles had fallen, and the age of birds had begun. Descendants of the dinosaurs still filled the air with song.
From destruction came creation, as it always had and always will.